Hello, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello. Hi. So today's video, we are just going to be playing with some new makeup. I decided instead of doing a sort of standard talk-torial, I would do this video just because I'm looking at it right now, so much new stuff. Number one, AboutFace Beauty launch. Oh my god. Number one, AboutFace Beauty launched, which was Halsey's new makeup brand, and I did buy some products from that launch to play with. Number two, Samantha Ravndal launched her brand, so I have that to play with. Angelica came out with a palette. Beautiful. I've already used this once and I really loved the look I created with it, so this I'm very excited to play with right now and show you guys a little bit of. And number four, TikTok has recommended about 1,000 products to me, and I bought them. I did. TikTok has been a real driving force of this video as well. So I figured we could just sit down, play with all this new makeup, and also just chit chat. You guys know how this goes. All right, let's get into, why am I so red? All right, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start. So the first thing I want to try out is this NYX Marshmallow Primer. I saw this all over TikTok and pretty much everybody was using it, and I was like, okay. I haven't tried a product from NYX in like a hot minute. I feel like NYX as a brand is kind of, hold on, I have to smell it. It does smell like marshmallows. It does. It smells really good. Okay, kind of like candy. So, oh, the texture is not what I was expecting. I was definitely expecting it to be a little bit more like a liquid. It's got a little bit more of a cream texture versus a liquid. Yeah, more cotton candy, less marshmallow, but very nice. I saw this all over TikTok, and honestly, I have not really tried a NYX product in a hot minute. I really like their butter glosses, and there's definitely some stuff from them that I like, but there's also some stuff that's just like a complete miss. I also feel like NYX is so weird because their price point is so random. Like their price point, sometimes their prices are on point, like their butter glosses are $4, and then sometimes they randomly have stuff that's like $16, and I'm like, are you drugstore or are you or are you not? I also feel like they're not like other drugstore brands like Milani, where it's like the price is justified because like the packaging is beautiful and the concepts are great. Like they have very much like Wet n Wild style packaging, yet they have like buxom pricing or something like that. The next thing I have to try, that this was also a TikTok purchase, is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. I've heard that this is kind of a dupe for the IT Cosmetics CC cream, but that tells me that it has a lot of coverage. It does say it's color correcting, which I think will be very interesting to see. I am in the shade Fair 140W. So let's see. I'm just gonna do 2 pumps and then add more if I need to, because I feel like this is going to be very full coverage. How I apply foundation lately is I just kind of streak on, I just kind of streak it on with my brush and kind of put it on with my brush first. 2 pumps was plenty. I have so much left over. Kind of just put it on with a brush first, and then I smooth over everything with a sponge. I remember, this reminded me of putting it on the back of my hand. I remember when I first started doing makeup, I would get this foundation that was like way too dark for me. Like way too dark, or like way too warm toned, and I would put it on my hand to apply it, and then I would go out and I'd go to my friend's house and you could see just this like blob of dark foundation. I remember one time my friend David was like, Hannah, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, dude. I have no idea what I'm doing. It was like a dead giveaway, because I would blend it down my neck, which I guess is kind of important, but I would leave the gigantic blob on my hand, so it was so obvious that it was like a way too dark color. That's actually kind of how I realized my foundation was way too dark for me. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a sponge because this is looking a little blotchy. I don't think it's the foundation, I think it's just the brush. I think a sponge might help this situation a little. And I actually don't really like how it's sitting on my skin at all. It's kind of sitting like on my skin, but it's not like absorbed into my skin at all, so it's just sitting on top, kind of like a layer. I'm gonna have to see how this works with other stuff. You also can still see like my dark circles and my redness, and also I have a little pimple up here that's still pretty prominent, and it did say it was color correcting, so I would like to ask where I don't really have a new concealer, so I'm just gonna go in with this really quick off camera. It's my Kosas concealer, and then we'll be back for powder. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Kokie translucent setting powder. This was actually sent to me by Kokie. I'm really hoping this works and I'm not like sabotaging myself because my under eyes are so problematic. I don't even blame the powder anymore when it doesn't look good. I blame me, blame myself. I'm like pleasantly surprised at how good that looks. Okay, Kokie, thank you. No, I remember, hold on. If you've been here since like 6K, you remember this Kokie contour kit. I used to rave about this contour kit because it was literally the same thing as the Kat Von D contour kit, and that was before Kat Von D was canceled, so but this was like literally the same exact thing as the Kat Von D contour kit, and I used to tell people this is $10 and the Kat Von D one is like 50, so go buy this instead. So if you've been around for a while, I got this in PR and I was like, wow, full circle. I was so thankful. That powder actually worked good. I'm not gonna set the rest of my face only because I have a whole bunch of products that are cream. So I think I'm gonna wait on that. What I am gonna do though, before I do anything else, I'm gonna use this product. This is the Samantha Ravindal Auric Beauty Glow Lust, and I got the shade Selenite. I've tried this 2 or 3 times, and the first time I used it as somewhat of a like strobing cream like underneath my foundation, because that's how I use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and that's kind of what I assumed this product was. And I will say it did give me a little bit of sort of texture, and I think it was this product that did it and not anything else, because I used products I normally really like. But the way I really like to use it was after I did this step, going in with this before I did anything else. I just used 1 pump on my hand and kind of just dabbing it where I'm gonna want some light and where I would want sort of that brightness, and I end up loving how that looks because it gives me a very sort of radiant glow. I also did this exact placement like kind of everywhere I put a highlighter. I did this placement on a no makeup day where I was just wearing like concealer and mascara, and it looked gorgeous. So don't know if I would recommend for all over if you have kind of textured skin, but I will say putting it in those select places, gorgeous. I think I'm gonna end up talking about this product in like a slays or nays though, because I know a lot of people want to know opinions on this product, and I think it just takes a little bit more time working with it before I could fully give like an informed opinion. I don't want to give it an opinion. I don't want to give an opinion before it's like I've used it a lot, you know? But so far, I will say I enjoy it. Okay. I feel like I'm bronzed enough. Thank you, NARS. Okay, now I want to try a product that Manny actually recommended. We were talking about he talked about this on his TikTok, I believe, as well, but also I was talking to him about the Rare Beauty blushes, and he told me that these ones were like a billion times better. So I was like, okay, tea. So I bought them. I bought 3 actually. This is in the shade Tahiti. It is in the shade Tahiti. I'm just gonna go in with a brush. Should I use a sponge? Normally I do a brush, but I'll try a sponge this time just to play around. So let's go in with a sponge. Hold on, let me go in with a brush. I find that I get a better result with the brush. There we go. Ooh, I was nervous this shade might be a little bright, but it's this really gorgeous kind of like sunburn color. I say that in a really good way though. That applied to the skin like beautifully. You see what I mean about sunburn? It's got a little bit of that sunburn color, but it'll all even out once we put on eyeshadow. Wow, that applied so easily too. I only had to blend it in for like a millisecond. This I would say honestly blended out like a dream. It looks so flushed and like beautiful. And for the price difference, I would go with this one, obviously. I mean, the Rare one is pretty, but this is like, man, I really love how this looks. Okay, I'm like feeling my blush here. I really like that. All right, for brows, I'm just going to be using the NYX The Brow Glue. Again, I saw someone on TikTok use this and I was like, all right. This is just a clear brow gel. I'm interested to see how this works because it is pretty affordable and I love a good clear brow gel. The problem is not all of them are good. A lot of times they leave like a residue. Okay, this is like frickin' spackle. Whoa, this is so intense. I feel like you could just use a spoolie like this and hair gel. And this is not a bad thing either. Like, this is fine. That's kind of what a brow gel is supposed to do, is like get everything down. But I feel like this formula literally feels like hair gel in my brows. Not a bad thing. I don't mind it actually. I love a brow gel like that. I'm a fan. A little bit thicker than I'm used to for a brow gel, but I'm not mad at it. I think it actually turned out pretty cute. I probably should have filled them in first with like a little pencil or something, but my brows are so dark naturally that sometimes just a clear brow gel does the job. just kind of gets them in shape, and then I'm good to go. Okay, so for eyes, we have some options here because I already showed you guys Angelica's palette, obviously, which I do want to use this somewhat. But also for options, we have some of the AboutFace eye sticks, and also we have some of the eye paints. I'm excited. I don't know about the eye paints. I'm a little bit nervous, and I also don't know about the sticks. First of all, I am not like a Halsey stan by any means. Like, I'm not obsessed with Halsey. I did see that she was pregnant, which is like, that's cool. I love when people have babies, so congratulations to her. But I was excited when I saw that she was coming out with this makeup line, mostly because I thought the launch of it was kind of badass. Like, she didn't really announce it at all. She just was like, it's here. I'm gonna go in with Naru, this shade right here, this kind of taupey color. So I kind of loved the way Halsey announced it and was just like, it's here, go buy it. And also, this is exactly what I wanted Lady Gaga's sort of line to be like. Like, this is what I was hoping for when I heard Lady Gaga was gonna have a makeup line. I am gonna take, my vision is kind of to do like a purple gold look, and I also have some of these glitters that I saw on TikTok from LA Girl, so maybe we'll play with those if we have a chance. If not, I'm willing to do whatever. But I think what I want to do is go in with this eye paint first and just see how this looks as like a base color, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna just do one dot and then blend. So right off the bat, happy with that. Oh my god, I love how that blended. I love when they're not too pigmented. Sometimes these eye paints, I remember the Huda Beauty ones looked like this when I swatched them in store. They just were so pigmented that it was like, if you are not you know, skilled makeup wearer, it might be really difficult for you to use. So far with this and with the Selena Gomez liquid eyeshadows, I've been so impressed at their user friendliness. Wow, I love that. Oh, I love how that looks. I wish I'd gotten more of these now. That's so pretty. It blended out like a dream. That blended so easily. And it mixed with that shadow really nicely. It turned it into this sort of like taupey purple. Nice. Okay, we're off to a good start. I want to go in with Cylon right here, this sort of dark purple, and I'm going to go in with a prickly brush and just try to build out the outer corner. Okay, I think I'm going to do something a little bold. Little brave. I don't know if I should do it with the yellow or the blue. I kind of feel like the blue would be more fun. I'm gonna take the blue shadow stick from AboutFace. This is their matte shadow stick in Creator. And I think what I'm gonna do is fill in this part here with the blue and then use the yellow to do a lower lash line moment. What I'm curious about is, do I put this on and then blend, or do I put it on kind of like a crayon, just color everything in? Because I don't know. So let's find out. Let's play around with it. Let's just see. Okay, the first coat I did was definitely not the most opaque thing I've ever seen. Or I guess not like vibrant thing I've ever seen, but as I'm building it up, it's definitely getting much more vibrant. Yeah, definitely as you kind of layer it. Also, I know that these were kind of made to do that sort of block eyeshadow trend where you do just like one color and you do this sort of blocked eye makeup. Okay, so don't use an eyeshadow brush to blend it. That's what I've just learned. That takes all the color off basically. So this is definitely not something you use to blend with. It's meant for that block look, which I'm okay with, but I wanted to see because I don't really do that sort of blocked look that often. So I wanted to see if you were one of the people that maybe doesn't do that, how it would work for you too. I will say if you're bad at doing cut creases, boy, would this be great for you. This is like the easiest way to do a cut crease. Okay, I'm not like obsessed with these. Mostly because I just wish they were maybe just a little bit more opaque. I have layered them now a couple of times, and I think I was expecting something maybe just a little bit, I don't know how it looks on camera, but in person it's definitely not as vibrant as I had seen in some of the promo pictures, which I'm not mad at. I just kind of wish it kind of had that same vibrancy. But what I would like to do is see how it goes if you put on another shadow to bridge this gap. So I am going to go in with the shade Void, this sort of blue shade right here, and I'm just going to try to bridge the gap here. It doesn't really budge itself, but you can diffuse the harsh lines with a powder fairly easily. It doesn't get all smudgy and weird, which I was a little worried about after trying to blend it out with a brush, so that's good to know that it doesn't get all kind of smudgy and weird. Maybe like a little bit of patchiness where the two meet, but nothing horrible. And again, I'm aware aware that these are meant to be like used kind of as single-use products. I just want to see for my own personal use how it works with other products. So I'm not saying the products are bad because they don't mix well. It's just something I wanted to test out for myself because I like to see how things go. Speaking of that, I'm gonna do something that might ruin everything, which is use the black. If this works, I will be very excited because I bought this with the hopes that I'm very scared of black eyeshadow just because it's very intimidating. Like, black eyeshadow can be a little difficult to use, and so my hope was a stick like this would be so perfect if I could just kind of lightly dab it on the outside here and then like blend it out and then have a perfect sort of smoky eye without the hassle of having to use a powder. So I want to test that out with this. Overall though, right now I actually really like how the eye look is going. I think it looks really cute. So my fears were kind of confirmed. These are definitely not meant to put on and smudge. They're definitely meant for that bold block look, which again is totally fine. I was just testing to see. So what I'm actually going to do is take the shade Queen of Blades, this sort of dark green from this palette, and I'm going to use that to deepen up the outer corner just a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna call it good on the top. So if you're interested in those stick shadows, I think they're really fun. Like, this blue is really pretty. It looks really cool. I definitely think it's for that sort of block trend that's going on right now. I don't think you're gonna buy these and then like mix them or smudge them too much. I think it's definitely more meant to make a sort of statement. Halsey fans are gonna be like, well, that wasn't the purpose. And I'm like, well, I didn't say it was. I think I'm gonna mix the yellow and the pink. I think I'm gonna take the pink and I'm just gonna dab the pink on my hand and apply it that way just to kind of diffuse it before putting it on the eye. I love the eye paint though. I actually would highly recommend these eye paints so far. If you're kind of a makeup wearer like me that you like ease of use and basic makeup. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the yellow and just do a little pop on the inner corner just because I think it'll look cute. I think the blue and the purple with the yellow, and this is kind of like a gold too, I think it'll be really cute. I'm actually really excited with how this turned out because when I started this video, I was like, I have no idea how this eye look is gonna turn out. It's like I have so many options, I don't know, but I actually think it turned out really cute. That these eye sticks are gonna be really, really, really fun to play around with, especially for something like this, that bold pack-a-punch moment. It looks gorgeous. All right, now I'm gonna try another thing that I saw on TikTok, which is the Sky High Lash Sensational Mascara from Maybelline. I have seen every TikToker and their mother using this mascara because Maybelline put out this like crazy campaign for this mascara, and I have to say it's phenomenal. I've been using it for the past like 2 weeks since I got it, and yeah, it really does make your lashes look that good. I'm not even joking. Like, are you kidding? What? I fully bought this with the intention of being like, everybody's lying to you, it's not even that good, but like, no lie, this is one of the most beautiful mascaras I've ever tried. It makes my natural lashes look like fake eyelashes. Not that I have normally pretty bad lashes, I feel like my lashes are normally pretty good, but this does something else to them. Beautiful. I'm gonna do my lower lash line with the Marc Jacobs gel liner really quick. Sorry if my angle has now changed, my whole camera fell over. So let's do highlighter. Let's take my hair out actually too. So I have some options for highlighter. So I have, they're all from AboutFace because they had like a bajillion highlighter options, and you guys know me, I bought them all. First is their liquid highlighter, which looks like this. This is in the shade Shaken or Stirred. The cap comes off like this, and then it is a stereotypical dropper formula, and this is kind of a pretty sort of gold color. I'll show you right there. This one I think is the one I might use. I just want to try it. Also, she had a highlighting stick, which this is in the shade Reluctance. This I think might be a little too deep for me right now. I think it'll work a little bit better in the summertime when I have just a little bit more of a, although probably not this summer because I won't leave my house again, but when I can leave my house again, I think that this will be a little bit better for me, not so dark, but I think this is really pretty too. And then I also got the more holographic one, which this is in the shade Stay in Bed, and it's got this kind of purple to pink reflective highlighter. This is their powder option. Can I just say, I love that they offered multiple options for the highlighter formula. I love that they have a powder, a cream, and then a full-on liquid. Like, I think that is so dope because I think a lot of people right now have a preference one way or the other. Typically, I still prefer powder highlighters. I'm kind of still on that trend, but I don't mind the sticks and I also don't mind the liquids. And I think having the option is really cool. And I also think the color selection was dope. Also, this packaging is amazing. I really, really like the packaging on these. Very cute. It's a little bulky, especially this one, but really, really pretty. I think I'm gonna go in with the liquid highlighter in Shaken or Stirred, and I'm going to blend it with my sponge. Okay. I like that, but it's definitely subtle. I used this one because I thought it was going to be a little bit more like bam in your face. Definitely a subtle glow, a more glow from within versus a like bam. I definitely was expecting more of a blinding highlight just because everything from this brand is kind of very like pow in your face, like bold. So I definitely was expecting something a little bit more bright. Not bad, just not what I was expecting. I'm just gonna take the leftover from the sponge and put it on my nose. Let me try with a brush what happens. I'm gonna try applying it with a brush instead of a sponge. Yeah, that's definitely better. Okay, so use a brush. Still a little bit more subtle than I would have thought, but definitely way more glowy than without the brush. Okay, dope. So now all that's left is lips. And I have a lipstick from AboutFace and the gloss. I think I'm just gonna do the lipstick. I don't know how I'm gonna like this gloss. It's a very sort of milky formula, and I'd like to try it on a day where I don't have to film. So I'll keep you guys posted on this, just because this turned out really good, and I don't want to screw it up with a gloss that like I hate, you know? I'd like to be able to film after this. So let's go ahead and use this matte, it's the Paint It lip color. Let's see, it's just kind of a neutral brown is the shade I got. Definitely wish she had, instead of coming out with something like a matte lip paint, kind of wish she had come out with something that was like a lip cream or a lip oil. I know she came out with the glosses, but doing a matte lip paint, just I feel like this whole brand is very trendy. It's a trend, whereas like that feels very not trendy. I feel like the matte lipsticks, not a lot of people are doing those anymore. It's definitely not like the most trendy, but the formula is pretty. It's very comfortable. I'll have to see kind of how it wears, but I like the formula, and I also really like the color. I think the color is very nice, neutral color. So let's go over oh wait, let me do a little spritz of this. I can't believe I bought this. I'm such a sucker for coconuts, I swear. It does smell really good. Worth it. Honestly, this is worth it. No. Okay, let's talk about everything. Hold on. Let me get a really good look at myself in the mirror. Let's discuss. Primer. I would love to try this primer not with this foundation because I actually really loved the feel of it. I'm just not sure if it's the foundation or the primer that's kind of doing weird things, but I think it's the foundation because the foundation felt very hydrating, and I'm having a lot of dryness in my sort of texture areas. So I think I want to try this more again, but I did like it. It smells nice. It seems okay. Like first impression, not horrible. One thing I will say is a first impression, not a big fan of this, the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. Definitely just especially around my mouth, which is where I tend to have a lot more texture. There's a lot of dryness. It's kind of clinging to my dry patches. And even up here, I have a little zit, and this is definitely clinging to that zit, kind of like emphasizing it. So I'm not the biggest fan of this product right off the bat. I also think I just prefer stuff that's a little bit more light coverage. This was definitely like full coverage. Pleasantly surprised by this powder. I really would like to use this more. I don't hear anybody talk about this ever, but this made my under eyes look fantastic. Really, really, really liked this. So gonna try this more as well. I'm gonna use this a little bit more before I give a full opinion. I think because this is such a hot topic of a product and like everybody wants to know opinions, I think I'm gonna wait to give a more informed opinion when I've used it more. But so far it definitely is a product I need to play around with a little bit. I'm not like instantly in love with it. I definitely need to use it a little bit more. Honestly, big fan of the e.l.f. blush. If you're considering getting the Rare Beauty blushes, I think you can't go wrong with these ones. They made my skin look beautiful. They sit beautifully. They blended beautifully. Like 10 out of 10 would recommend this. Also really liked the brow product. No, it was kind of a little one, but it made my brows look great. They look totally pulled together and in place, so can't complain about that. As far as eyes, obviously I'm gonna recommend this. I first of all love working with Kaleidos as a brand, and second of all, I love Angelica. So definitely go check out her Club Nebula palette. I think it's just beautiful. They killed it with this collection. As far as the AboutFace stuff goes, really, really, really loved the eye paints. 10 out of 10. I think this is a really, really good formula. Blended beautifully, worked really well with powdered shadows. Like really enjoyed these. As far as the shadow sticks go, I will say they work for the intended purpose, which is to have a really loud in your face sort of like pack-a-punch color on your eye. But if you want to use them to sort of blend things, or like how I wanted to use the black for, if you want to use them for that purpose, I would say they're a no-go. So it's really about what you like. If you're into that sort of bold, loud moment, I think these are perfect. If you're into something that's more like subtle, you want something you can blend really easily, I would instead go with the eye paints. Not a big fan of this lip formula. I'm wearing it on my lips right now. Not a big fan. As it's drying down, it's definitely getting that sort of like cakey, dried feeling. So not the biggest fan of this. And as far as the highlighter went, definitely pretty, definitely subtle. Wouldn't buy this expecting like a full beat glow moment because you just will not get that. And as far as the mascara, the hype is real. Go buy this. This is actually a dope mascara. And with that, we're done. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was at least a little bit interesting to see all these new products. I feel like I have a boatload of stuff. And yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, my social media, and everything I just put on my face, all of these new products will be linked down below, along with my little social justice spotlight. Go check that out, donate, stay informed, stay involved. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!